of a 162-game baseball schedule to kick off to the 2002 season as the Reds and the Chicago Cubs hook up. Again for the Reds, Walker at second, Larkin is short, Griffey in center, Casey at first base, Boone at third, Dunn in left, while the bottom third again features Encarnacion in right, LaRue catching, and Hamilton pitching. Our game time temperature is a delightful 57 degrees, brought to you by Lennox and Airtron. For comfort you can count on, in Dayton, call 258-2171, and in Cincinnati, call 860-5959. The umpires today, behind the plate, John Shulock. At first, Dave Phillips. At second, Mike Everett. Doug Eddings, the third base umpires. They're sponsored by Midwest Eye Center. If you want to see better than today's umpires, call Midwest Eye Center at 1-800-385-EYES. The meeting continues at home plate. Don Baylor, the skipper of the Cubs, Bob Boone for the Reds. They shake hands. They go their separate ways. And Joe, for your 50th opener, and for me, a paltry 29, here we go again.
I tell you, Marty, you think of the opening of the baseball season, and it only happens in Cincinnati. I know that last night, the official opening of the season was in Anaheim, but it's officially open when the first pitch is made here in Cincinnati.
Absolutely.
You know, you look back on the history of this stadium, and wouldn't you like to close it out the way it began?
Absolutely. No question about it. That's a good point. Very good point.
But, you know, you look at the ball club, and it always boils down to the same answer. Pitching. And you look at the Cubs, they're a ball club that has improved themselves, although the one guy that they thought would help Sammy and Fred McGriff is not in the lineup tonight. Alou, or I should say, yes, Alou, but the deal I liked that they made was getting Al Fonseca from the Florida Marlins as a closer. That really puts them in a pretty good spot. But we got to play 182 games. That's or 162. That's the rules of this game, and we'll just see how this turns out. You root like the Dickens, and you have a good positive feeling in the clubhouse, which is extremely important. And I think everybody has a positive feeling at this moment, and we'll see how it works out.
Well, the Reds have taken the field. There is not a speck of white in the sky. That's how beautiful this day is. I mean, we've gone through some interesting days weather-wise over lo these many years, but for this time of the year, in this town, in this part of the country, if you say, hey, for the next 100 years, you're going to have 57, 58 degrees and nothing but blue sky, you take it hands down.
Absolutely, and we were talking to Chip Carey down on the field. He says, God, I hope it's like this in Chicago.
Yeah, I don't really like their chances a whole lot. Governor Bob Taft had the privilege of delivering the ceremonial first pitch. We had all the attendant pomp and circumstance down on the field. Videotape message from the President of the United States on the big TV screen here, and of course outside the ballpark. It's really going to be exciting as we progress through this 2002 season, because Great American Ballpark is really beginning to take shape now, and that's the reason why the excitement will be so great for the next 6 months, to watch them continue toward completion and the great job all those folks have done.
I wonder if they're going to count the guys out there in part of the attendance this afternoon.
I'll tell you what, they got some of the best seats in the house out there.
It doesn't look like you're going to get a whole lot done today.
Yeah. We're set to go around the infield, and the ball back to Joey Hamilton as Delino DeShields steps in. Our first pitch brought to you by John Morrell's Convenient Cuisine. Just pop it in the microwave, and it'll be ready by the bottom of the first. DeShields, he'll be followed by Corey Patterson and Sammy Sosa. 276 batter for the Cubbies last year, up there batting left-handed. Aaron Boone drawn in at third, the wind-up and the pitch, and it's in there for a strike, and this game is underway. Hamilton, of course, a non-roster participant when spring training began. Pitched well in the spring and was accorded the honor of pitching game number 1, the 0-1 delivery, and that just misses inside to DeShields to even the count at 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield playing DeShields straight away. Well back in the batter's box, waggling the bat around as Hamilton delivers, and the pitch is fouled off down the left side and well out of play. A ball and 2 strikes. On defense, the Reds have Sean Casey at first, Todd Walker at second, at third Aaron Boone, at short Barry Larkin, the outfield left to right of Adam Dunn and Ken Griffey Jr. and Juan Encarnacion, and Jason LaRue behind the plate. Hamilton with a count advantage, seeking out the sign, bringing it back to the plate. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Good start for Joey Hamilton as he rings up Delino DeShields, and now we'll go to work against the young center fielder Corey Patterson.
Well, quality pitches. We've talked about that on many occasions, and that was certainly a quality pitch. In fact, all three pitches that were strikes were quality pitches from Joey, and make those kind of pitches, you're going to be successful.
Patterson, highly acclaimed out of Georgia Tech. Came up last year, got some playing time in. Left-hand batter takes the strike. In 59 games, he hit .221 as a Cub with 4 homers and 14 RBIs. Got great speed, this young man, and trying to get on base in front of the big guy swinging a bat on deck, Sammy Sosa. The pitch, and he waves at the pitch down, and Hamilton ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Pepsi-Cola. Experience the joy of cola with Pepsi. 1 out deep into the first game of the 2002 season. Hamilton making his second opening day start as he delivers and misses just a bit in. He picked up a win in his other opening day starting assignment. That was for the San Diego Padres 5 years ago, back in the 1997 year. He got ahead against the leadoff batter DeShields, struck him out. He's ahead to Patterson, and that pitch stays down to even things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hamilton today, after the off day tomorrow. The Reds come back in the first night game Wednesday with Elmer Descends on the mound against right-hander Kerry Wood. 2-2 pitch. Line drive, base hit, right field. So Patterson stings a 2-2 offering and lines it into right field for the first base hit here at Synergy in this 2002 year, bringing up number 21. 1 out, here's Sosa. The numbers last year that he put on the board were nothing short of awesome. He batted .328. He hit 64 home runs. He knocked in 160 runs. On top of that, he scored 146. And you almost come to expect year in and year out, 1, that he'll play almost every game, and 2, having said that, he's healthy, he's going to put up some huge numbers. Way high and away, and a good stop by Jason LaRue to save a possible wild pitch from Joey Hamilton. 450 home runs in his major league career. It was a year last season that on any other year may well have earned him another MVP award, but Barry Bonds, the man who walked away with that award. That pitch is in for a strike. What made it even more impressive the year he had last season was that the Cubs really could offer very little protection hitting behind him. They feel like this year, with Fred McGriff beginning this full season with the Cubs, and of course Moises Alou, although not in the lineup today, there's strike 2 call. And you're wondering about Alou and why he's not. A strained calf muscle, not taking any chances, and we were told shortly before going on the air that Alou would in all likelihood be in the lineup for the windup to this series on Thursday night. Sammy behind, a ball, 2 strikes. Patterson, good speed, leading at first base. Sosa waits, Hamilton pitches, and it stays outside, and LaRue bluffs a throw down. 2-2. McGriff waiting on deck. Sosa out away from the plate. Practice swing. Waiting to settle back in to continue this first inning visit with the Reds right-hander. Again, Patterson creeping away from the bag. And Sean Casey as LaRue drops the sign down. And the 2-2 pitch. Here it comes, and it's ball 3. Didn't miss by much with that one. In fact, Sammy flinched. Possibly thought about taking a hack at it, not to do it. The so-called prognosticators are picking the Cubs third in the division behind the Cardinals and the Astros, and the Reds in fourth place. Let's see, Patterson running, 3-2 swung on, foul out of play. Followed by Pittsburgh, or Milwaukee and Pittsburgh. But again, that's the reason why you play 162 ball games. It'd be easy to say this is the way they're going to finish up and forget about playing the year, but that is not the case, and we can all remember back to 1999, very few people thought that team had a chance of doing anything, and we all well remember what was truly one of the special years for a Cincinnati Reds baseball team in a season in which they did not get to the postseason. Al Leiter and the Mets denied them that in that one extra game, shutting them out. Pitch, swung on, fly ball foul, bending out of play down the right field line, and Sammy hanging in with Patterson breaking on both of the 3-2 pitches. So having said that, despite most people not giving this ball club much of a chance, again, that's the reason why you play the games. Play them and see what happens. Patterson single following the game-opening strikeout of Delino DeShields. Sammy pumping that bat around as Hamilton tries him with a 3-2 pitch again. Here it comes. Runner goes. Swung on. Another foul fly to right. And again, that's out of play. For whatever it's worth, and Sammy Sosa hopes it's worth something, his spring training numbers were very good. Batted .394 in 21 Cactus League games out in Arizona. Hit 6 home runs and drove in 13 runs. Hamilton, Sosa battling. Patterson holds this time. Swung on, slow roller, hit foul off the third base line. And the count stays for the third straight time at 3 balls and 2 strikes. This reminders you can email us during home games with whatever might be on your mind, thanks to Broadwing Technology Solutions. Send us your question via the internet to Marty and Joe at redsonradio.com. Thanks to Broadwing Technology Solutions for providing us the computers and the technical support needed to provide the service. Broadwing Technology Solutions delivers complete IT outsourcing solutions. Believe it. Ball 4. Sosa's on. And the Cubbies are stirring the pot up in the first inning with Patterson at second and Sosa at first for Fred McGriff. You can also fax us at 513-621-BALL. That's 621-BALL, courtesy of Modern Office Methods. For all of your business needs, just call Mom and work smarter. Fred McGriff. They call him the crime dog. Big years with the Atlanta Braves in the 70s. Cubs picked him up in a trade late last July from the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Right out over the plate, left-hand batter with a lot of power, and after coming set, Hamilton steps back off the pitching rubber. 6'3", 215-pound, 38-year-old first baseman. Waiting on the pitch, trying to drive some people in, and he rolls it foul off first, strike one. Last year with the Cubs, he played 49 games, batting .282. 12 homers and 41 RBIs, his combined numbers. Adding the Cub numbers to those that he posted with the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, 31 homers, 102 RBIs, and a .306 batting average. Way high and outside. Hamilton even on McGriff, 1 ball, 1 strike. Joey struck out DeShields, got ahead of Patterson, missed with a 1-2 pitch, and then on the 2-2, Patterson lined a hit to right. Sosa fouled off 3 straight 3-2 pitches before walking, and now the 1-1 to McGriff. Swinging, hard smash, second baseman Walker, on to Larkin, deal to first, double play, and that's the inning. Taylor made, hit like a rocket. Walker, Larkin, and Casey, and they head to the dugout. After a half inning, it's the Cubs nothing, and the Reds are coming.
Fatty. Satisfy your appetite, JTM. If you're grilling, think JTM. Find us at your favorite supermarket.
After the game, it's Sports Talk on 700 WLW.
Bottom of the first inning after Joey Hamilton avoids problems. Fred McGriff bouncing into an inning-ending 4-6-3 double play, and now Todd Walker leads off the bottom of the first. He'll be followed by Barry Larkin and Ken Griffey Jr. Walker, last year combined between the Reds and previous to them, the Colorado Rockies batted .296, 17 dongs and 75 RBIs, and the left-handed batter will settle in to hit off the Reds killer. John Lieber beat the Reds count them 5 times last season. He ended up a 20-game winner, and he gets the ball today as he rocks and fires, and it's in there for a call strike. Been a lot of years since one pitcher so dominated the Reds as Lieber did last season. Here's a swing and a fly ball hit along the left field line. That ball's going to drop. It drops in there along the line. Here comes Walker. He's double to left, and that's how the Reds' first inning begins. We'll pause for identification on the Red Legs Radio Network.
Doppler 12 forecast, mostly sunny this afternoon, and tonight partly cloudy, low 46, partly cloudy tomorrow, afternoon shower, possibly a thunderstorm, high 66. 55 at your official weather station, News Radio 700 WLW.
A bloop double left field by Todd Walker to start inning 1 for Cincinnati, and now Barry Larkin steps in. Chris Stein's in on the grass at third. Fred McGriff about even with a bag at first base. And Larkin, of course, his job now, short of getting a hit that would knock Walker home, is to advance the runner with Junior on deck. Lieber sights a sign from Todd Hundley to look at second to pitch. And it's a strike call. The inner defense for the Cubs, Fred McGriff, Delino DeShields, Alex Gonzalez, and Chris Steins at first, second, short, and third. Outfield in left, Roosevelt Brown. In center, Corey Patterson. And right, Sammy. Todd Hundley catching. Todd Walker leading at second base. No score, bottom of the first. And Larkin swinging and fouling to get in the hole at no balls and 2 strikes. Part of its extra effort program, the Ohio Casualty Group again this season donates $50 to Habitat for Humanity each time the Reds hit a double, and $100 each time they hit a triple. It is the extra effort program from the Ohio Casualty Group. Protect what's yours, and that double by Walker gets the good folks at Ohio Casualty off and running. $50 donation right out of the chute. 0-2 to Barry Larkin. High and away a ball. The 20-win season for John Lieber last year marked the first time that a Cubs pitcher had won 20 since Greg Maddux did it back in 1992. He pauses and he pitches, and Larkin holds back, and he held back in time on the pitch away, 2-2. He had 5 complete games among his 20 wins, which was 1 short of National League leader Curt Schilling of the Arizona Diamondbacks. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Reds trying to dent the plate in their half of the first inning, something the Cubs could not do with 2 on and 1 out in their half. Barry Larkin, he swings and hits it into right field, and tagging is Walker, catching is Sammy. Here comes the runner, and he's going to be in at third, and Barry does the job.
A good bit of hitting by Larkin. He just, Lieber kept going away, and a little surprising, really, but he got 2 and 2, a pitch up, and where Barry could handle it. Good job.
Now it's up to Ken Griffey Jr. to get the season's first run in. The Cubs, like so many others in the league, put the shift on to the right side of the infield with Gonzalez joining Delino DeShields and Fred McGriff on the right side. Steins pulled off the line at third. Walker 90 feet away, and Griffey trying to put a hurting on John Lieber. Swings and bounces foul at first base, strike 1. Among the 5 wins that Lieber had against the Reds last season, you might well remember one of them. He shut them out on May the 24th, 3-0. The significance of that game was the fact that it snapped the Reds' 208 consecutive game streak of not being shut out. Griffey taking a ball just away, 1-1. Those 208 games mark the most in National League history and the 3rd in Major League history of consecutive games scoring at least a run. Pitch inside, 2-1 on Griffey. Todd Walker blooped the double to left. Larkin, good job getting the fly ball to right to advance the runner in the 2-1. Junior swinging, sending a fly ball back into left field. That'll get it done. Roosevelt Brown backs and makes the catch. Walker tags. He comes home. First run of the year. Reds lead 1-0. Ken Griffey Jr. with a sacrifice fly to left, and Walker scores easily. Here's Sean Casey, the 2-out batter. Casey worked with a personal trainer all off-season, I should say, and reduced his body fat content. Also added some muscle to his upper body. Pitches in for a strike. Only 13 homers and 89 RBIs last year, and you certainly would expect better power numbers and run production numbers from a first baseman, and they're numbers that Sean hopes to improve upon this season. He takes a ball. Just high, off-speed pitch to even the count at 1-1. Reds 1, Cubs nothing here in the bottom of the first. Lieber bringing it. Casey taking it inside, 2-1. Cubs have been in town a while. They got in around midnight on Saturday night. Worked out yesterday, and now the 2-1. Casey swinging late, fouling it back in the seats way behind the third base dugout. Showing out away from the plate, now settling back in. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, a run is in. The Cubs right-hander with a long look down. Now he kicks and he deals, and it's just off the outside edge, a breaking ball to run it full. Aaron Boone would follow Casey, either here in the first or as a leadoff batter in the second. Swung on, base hit, center field. Over into right center to make the pickup is Corey Patterson, and Casey is single with 2 out. Here's Aaron Boone. This, of course, the final home game ever to be played in this facility. Next April, whatever the date might be, will be across the way over in Great American Ballpark. Here's a pitch to Boone, swung on, and a little fly ball into shallow right, going out to Shields, and he'll make the catch, and that ends the inning. The Reds get a run on 2 hits. They leave a man at the end of 1. Game 1. Reds 1, Cubs nothing.
700 double.
Gather up the group and head to a Reds game. With Reds Group tickets, there are many ways to save big on your next outing to Synergy. Try the half-price games, church days, scout days, and more. Or if you want a more private setting, reserve one of the 7 party areas, food and drinks included. Book your group now and get priority group seating in 2003. A great way to hang out with family, friends, or co-workers. Call Reds Group Sales now at 421-4510, extension 4350. That's extension 4350. 1-0 Cincinnati, the second inning unfolding. Leading it off is Roosevelt Brown. Ball to him on the first pitch delivered in the inning by Hamilton, and the next one is a smash caught on the line by second baseman Todd Walker. Here's Todd Hundley. Fans, a reminder, all this season, AK Steel donates $200 to charity for every Red stolen base. Again, this season, every Red steal is an AK Steel. Hundley hoping to improve upon his 2001 numbers. He batted 187, I should say, with 12 homers and 31 runs batted in. Takes a first pitch strike. Hamilton got out of a 2-on, 1-out jam in the first by inducing McGriff to bounce into a double play on a rocket shot to second. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think that Alex Gonzalez at the plate. Gonzalez, the newcomer from the Toronto Blue Jays. And that pitch misses low, and the count's 2-1 to
Had
him.
a pretty good year for the Blue
Yes,
Jays
sir.
last year. 17 home runs, 76 RBIs.
They got Gonzalez in return for left-hander Felix Heredia and a minor league pitcher. Wow, that pitch got away from Hamilton and ricochets off the mid of LaRue and goes all the way back to the screen, and the count's 3 balls and 1 strike. Checking scores of other games brought to you by Pringles. Once you pop, you can't stop. In the American League, they're underway in Boston, and boy, are they crossing the plate. At the end of 2.5, it's 8-3 Toronto. Here's a pitch, swung on and foul. It is now an 8-6 game. Boston has already hit 4 home runs, and they're only in the bottom of the 3rd. In the National League, in the 6th inning, all Atlanta. The the Braves leading the Philadelphia Phillies 6-0. Gary Sheffield went deep in his first regular season at-bat for the Atlanta Braves. A 3-2 to Gonzalez, and he's on with a walk. That's the second base on balls issued by Hamilton. Tommy Glavine, by the way, pitching for Atlanta. Greg Maddux with a slight injury, scratch. After 3.5, the Mets lead the Pittsburgh Pirates 3-1. San Diego, Arizona, Colorado, St. Louis coming up later. Now Todd Hundley steps in following the one-out walk to Alex Gonzalez. Left-handed batter takes it low for a ball. Hundley batting in the 7th spot. Chris Stein's on deck. 1-0 to count, and Hundley swings and tops it over toward the Reds' dugout. Even on the left-handed batting Chicago catcher at 1 ball, 1 strike. Infield looking to turn their second double play in as many innings. Hundley looking to get a ball up in the air. And this one gets right through Jason LaRue. A wild pitch, and on to second base goes Alex Gonzalez. I'm sure Jason LaRue hoping it scored a wild pitch. So the tying run out at second base, and Hamilton not doing a whole lot here in the second inning to help himself. He walks Gonzalez, and now he wild pitches him to second. He's behind in the count to Hundley, 2 balls and 1 strike. Now the pitch, and ball 3. He walked 6 batters in 22 innings in spring training. He's struggling with his control here in the first couple of innings. Here's a bouncing ball hit to Casey. He makes a pickup. He'll retire Hundley as Gonzalez journeys on to third base. So the 2-out batter will be former Red Chris Stein. Still remembered fondly by a lot of people in the ballpark today. This guy here is a real gamer, and he put together a very, very successful year for the Reds 2 years ago.
And Don Gullett's going out to remind Joey Hamilton and Jason LaRue this guy is a gamer. At the pitcher on deck, we'll see what they do. Certainly the talk would be not to allow this guy to hurt you. So Gully,
Did you walk him this early with 2 out?
Not really, but I'd sure make him hit my pitch.
Right. So Gully doesn't stay very long. He heads on back to the dugout. Jason LaRue still out there chatting, and now turns and heads back toward the plate. Chris Steins, a first-year member of the Chicago Cubs team, and he will certainly help them as he helped the Reds and helped the Red Sox last year. Right-handed batter with a tying run at third. Steins takes inside a ball. He was signed as a free agent by the Cubs. Chris was on January the 2nd. His only season with the Red Sox last year, batted .280 with 19 doubles, 8 home runs, and 33 runs batted in. And that's inside, 2 balls and no strikes. So Hamilton yet to throw a strike. Both pitches in on Steins, with Gonzalez leading at third base and 2 out in the inning. Hamilton trying to protect a 1-0 lead in the second. He checks and deals, and Steins takes, and that's a strike. He's starting at third base because Bill Miller is on the disabled list again. The ex-San Francisco Giant who missed so much of last year when he fractured his kneecap. Steins checking, and there's ball 3. Miller out again with a knee problem, but not of the severity of the one he suffered last year, but still expected to miss 4 to 6 weeks, so Stein figures to get a lot of playing time in Miller's absence. 3-1 the count. Lieber on deck, taking ball 4, knocked down by LaRue. He saved Hamilton another wild pitch. So on to first goes Steins, and now John Lieber will be at the plate with runners at first and third and 2 away. Always good to see our old pal Ron Santo. Some kind of tough year last year from a physical standpoint. Ended up losing his right leg. He's a diabetic. Has the prosthesis on. And boy, you talk about a guy who has a great outlook. I mean, it's unbelievable. We should all be so fortunate to suffer that kind of setback and have the kind of outlook that Ronnie has. He figures in the next couple of months to be doing everything that he always did with 2 good legs. Big meeting at the mound, Joe. What's that all about?
I would have to think it would have to do with a double steal possibility. That the pitcher at the plate, Steins wants to steal, let him go.
So here's Lieber, pitcher against pitcher. First and third, 2 out. Hamilton throwing a lot of pitches here in the first couple of innings, and he delivers a first pitch strike. At third base, Alex Gonzalez. At first base, Chris Steins. 0-1 delivery, and that's the ball just in and down. 1 ball, 1 strike. The Reds scored in their half of the first. If you just joined us on a 1-out sacrifice fly by Ken Griffey Jr. after Walker had blooped a double to left and advanced on a fly ball to right by Larkin. Lieber taking. There's a strike at the knees. It's 1-2 now. Joey Hamilton trying to gain the measure of John Lieber. Right-hander checks some pitches. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. In the inning, no runs, no hits, 2 outs. Second punch out for Hamilton. In the middle of the second, it's Reds 1. Providence travel toll-free at 800-354-8108. Or locally at 247-1100. For openers in the bottom of the second, Big Adam Dunn. Reds up a run. Lieber working, and Dunn taking ball 1. Dunn struggled in spring training. He had 1 home run. That was a long one in Fort Myers last week. Strike is called to him. And the pattern of pitching to Dunn was all too familiar. They just pounded him hard inside all spring. He takes high a ball. Talk about this game being a matter of adjustments. They feel like pitchers around baseball, their best chance of getting him out to keep the ball well in, and we'll see how Adam adjusts to it. Swinging a foul the other way down the left side, and it's 2-2. The Reds on Radio website is up and running again. For insight into our broadcast, dial up redsonradio.com, courtesy of SuperNet. SuperNet is Cincinnati's complete internet and network solutions provider. Visit SuperNet now at snohio.net. Grounded foul. snohio.net. Snohio.net. 2-2 on Adam Dunn. Lieber bringing it. And he struck him out swinging with an off-speed pitch down. Number 1 of the season for John Lieber, and now gets one of the newcomers on this Reds team, the former Tiger, right fielder Juan Encarnacion. Frank Johnson of Centerville, Indiana. Wondering how I got involved with the Final Four. This was my 10th. 15 regionals. Here's a pitch. And a strike is called. I just got lucky, Frank. Thanks to the good folks at Host Communications and my good friend Jim Host. Here's the 0-1. That's in for a call strike. Do I think your Hoosiers have any chance tonight? Let me tell you something. After beating Duke in Oklahoma, they certainly have a chance. Check swing and a ball. I think you certainly have to give the nod to Maryland, but then again, everybody gave the edge to Duke and gave the edge to Oklahoma, and they're home, and Indiana's still playing. 2-2. Mike Davis has done an amazing job, and a team with probably more heart, individual and collectively, that you're going to see in a long, long time. The 2-2. Bounce toward third. Charging is Steins. He gets and he throws, and he got him for the second out of the inning. Here's Jason LaRue. A strikeout and the ground out, and LaRue's up with 2 away. Struggled during spring training, batting only 190. No homers or runs batted in, and hit 236 during the 2001 season. So he takes the ball. One thing this young man did better than anybody else in the league last year was throw people out. But also on the downside defensively, 15 pass balls to lead the league. He lines it into right field, base hit. Jason LaRue on with a 2-out single to right. That'll bring up Joey Hamilton as the Reds, as a result of that hit, get a chance to turn the lineup over in the first 2 innings. Hamilton for the first time in this 2002 season as a hitter, and he grounds by the mound. The shortstop Gonzalez backs to play it on the good hop, flips it on to Delino DeShields, and the inning is over. 1 hit, 1 left. We are through 2. In game 1 of the 2002 season, the Reds have a 1-0 advantage over Lieber and the Cubs, and the visitors start through their batting order for the second time delayed. Delino DeShields will lead it off, and with a play-by-play, Joe Nuxel.
Thank you, Marty. And DeShields in leading off the game, 1 down swinging. DeShields, Patterson, and Sosa here in the third. The Reds are 1-0, and they've out-hit them 3-1. Hamilton has walked 3 and struck out a couple. Ready to go to work on DeShields. Last year, a .276 batting average. Hamilton works. DeShields bluffs a bunt and takes low, ball 1. Joey 4-4 career-wise against Chicago. Last year was 0-1. Made 4 starts for the Reds. The pitch, swing and a miss on the off-speed pitch, and a 1-1 count. LaRue hangs the sign, and the 1-1 swung on, and that's fouled back to the screen. A ball, 2 strikes to DeShields. Reds off tomorrow, and then the Cubs Wednesday night and Thursday night before the Expos move in over the weekend. Here's the 1-2, and that's swung on and chopped foul off to the right. A ball, 2 strikes, the count holding. Reds outfield, Junior shading DeShields a couple of steps toward left. Little room in right center, basically, for DeShields. Hamilton delivers. That's just under the knees, and it evens at 2-2. Corey Patterson waiting on deck. He owns the one hit the Cubs have had. Hamilton ready with the break even, and Shields swings and misses. He got him with a changeup. And that's strikeout number 3 for Hamilton. With one away, here's Patterson. He lined a single to right in the first inning. Patterson last year a .221 batting average for the Cubs with 4 home runs and 14 RBIs. Had 3 doubles. Good speed, this young man. Hamilton into the wind, and he delivers and misses low and inside, a ball. Sammy on deck. A ball, no strikes to the Cubs center fielder. Hamilton delivers. Patterson looks high and away. 2-0 the count. Here's the 2-0, and that's in the dirt. 3-0 now to Corey Patterson with Sosa on deck. Sosa walked in the first inning. Now the 3-0, high and away, ball 4, and Patterson walks on 4 straight. That's the 4th walk issued by Joey Hamilton, and Sammy Sosa steps in. Sosa, as we said, walked in the first inning. After the walk to Sosa, Fred McGriff grounded into a quick double play. From Walker to Larkin to Casey. Outfield straightaway and deep. Aaron Boone deep at third. Hamilton the stretch. A check of Patterson the pitch, and the breaking ball misses low and away. A ball, no strikes. McGriff on deck. Hamilton has the sign from LaRue. A check of Patterson. He delivers low, ball 2. Oh, 2-0 now to Sammy. Hamilton has his sign. He delivers, and then a swing and a miss on a pitch down, an off-speed pitch, and a 2-1 count. Patterson at first base. Sosa out of the batter's box, now back in. Who hangs the sign, the stretch, and the pitch, and missing outside. 3-1. Sosa back into the batter's box, and Hamilton still looking now. He sets a look at Patterson. The pitch swung on and chopped slowly to a charging Boone. He bare hands. He throws in not in time. Good play by Aaron, but he was playing very deep for Sosa, and that's a base hit, the second of the game for the Cubs. And now Fred McGriff steps in. Fred, as we said, rounded into a quick double play in the first inning. He had a shot at Todd Walker at second, and they turned the double play easily. McGriff, .282 batting average last year with the Cubs with 12 home runs and 41 RBIs. Fred, not sure he wanted to leave Tampa Bay, his home, but apparently is happy with the Cubs. Roosevelt Brown on deck. The pitch, McGriff swings, and he sends it into left center field, but there's Adam Dunn. He has it. And with 2 away, Roosevelt Brown the batter. Brown led off the second inning with a line drive to Walker at second base. Settles into the batter's box, a left-handed batter. Joey Hamilton, the stretch, and the pitch, and it swung on and bounced to Casey. Sean will take it to the bag, and that's the inning. So in the inning, they get a base hit. They strand a couple of runners, middle of the third. It's the Reds 1. As they bat in the third inning, the top of the order, Walker, Larkin, and Griffey to face John Lieber. Todd looped a double along the left field line. His first time up, takes a strike from Lieber. Moved to third on a fly ball to right off the bat of Larkin and scored on a sacrifice fly by Griffey. The 0-1, and Walker looks at it. Strike 2 call on the outside corner, and quickly the count 0-2 to Walker. 3 hits for the Reds. Lieber struck out 1. He delivers the 0-2, and Walker takes just outside a fastball and a 1-2 count. Lieber to the plate, swung on and pulled foul. That went into the photographer's booth at the end of the Reds dugout. Lieber last year started 34 games with 5 complete games and a .380 earned run average. Lifetime, he is 10-7 against the Reds, but last year, 5-0 with a .243 earned run average. The pitch swung on and pulled hard into right field. That's extra bases. Sosa playing it down the corner. On his way to second is Walker. He's in standing with his second double of the ball game. 4th hit for the Reds. Walker owns half of them. The ball hard along the right field line. Sosa retrieving it down to the corner. Here's Barry Larkin. Same situation. Barry up the first inning and got Walker over to third, where he scored on Junior's sacrifice fly. Lieber has the sign from Hundley. Look back at Walker. The pitch high and inside as he knocks Larkin off the plate. Of all those strikes, Walker leads at second. And the stretch by Lieber. The 1-0 swung on and looped foul down the right side and back into the seats. It evens at 1-1. A ball a strike to Larkin. Lieber sets, and the pitch swung on, and that's bounced to short, but that'll get Walker to third as Gonzalez throws out Larkin, and with 1 away, Walker at third base. Another chance for Junior to pick up his second RBI of the game. Ball bounced slowly to Gonzalez, and he had no chance to go to third as Walker broke on contact. Casey on deck. This time the Cub infield will play in with Walker at third. Third inning, the Reds leading a 1-0, hoping to make it 2 at least. The pitch, it's inside a ball. Lieber working for the windup, and Griffey takes again inside. 2 balls, no strikes. Last year, in 232 innings, walked just 41 batters. He delivers, swinging a foul, big cut by Griffey, and It's 2-1. Lieber, born in Council Bluffs, Iowa, now makes his home in Mobile, Alabama. He's back with the 2-1. That's lowered inside a breaking ball as Junior checks his swing. And 3-1 now to Griffey. Lieber ready with the 3-1. And Griffey swings and misses. That pitch down and in, and it's ball 4. And Junior not happy with himself. But a full count. Backs away from the plate. Now settles back in. Walker at third base with 1 out. Infield is in. Lieber delivers the payoff, and that swung on and bounced to second, and now they got Walker in a rundown. Hundley with the ball. He'll flip it to Steins, and Steins will tag Walker, and on to second goes Griffey, and with 2 away, Sean Casey the batter. That play goes 4 to 2 to 5. Well, here's Casey, and Sean lined a single to right center in the first inning. Now Todd Hundley and Lieber are having a meeting, and now Todd heads back to the plate. Aaron Boone on deck. A 1-0 ball game. Reds lead it. Griffey at second. Lieber has the sign from Hundley. He sets a look back at Griffey. The pitch, and Casey pulls it into right field. Foul ball. Going down the right field line, but foul as a fan reaches for it and knocks it down. Hold on. 4th inning now in Boston. 8-6, Toronto leading the Red Sox. No balls to strike to Casey. Waiting on Casey to settle back in. He is there. And the stretch. The 0-1. Casey swings, hits it into left field. That's a base hit. Brown charging the ball. Waving Griffey to the plate. The throw was not in time. Headlong slide, and in the second goes Casey, and it's a 2-0 ball game. It's on 2 for 2. And Griffey came in with a headlong slide. The throw by Brown was high, and Lieber backing the play up. And Case moves on to second base on the throw, and it's the Reds 2-0. Hit that ball hard. 5 hits now for the Reds to go along with the 2 runs, and here's Aaron Boone. Aaron popped out to the Shields in the first inning. Adam Dunn on deck. The stretch by Lieber. And the pitch, and he's in with a strike to Aaron. Casey at second base. 2 out, a run in. Lieber ready with the 0-1. He delivers, and Boone swings and misses the breaking ball down. An 0-2 count. Hundley hangs the sign. Lieber okays it. The stretch. The 0-2. Swung on and popped into right center. There's Patterson calling for it. He has it. That's the inning, but the Reds get another run on a couple of hits. There were no errors, a runner left, and after 3, it's the Reds 2, the Colts 5 triples. The outfield straight away. Gonzalez walked in the second inning. The Reds lead it 2-0. Joey Hamilton works, and he's in at the knees, a called strike. 5 hits for the Reds. The Cubs have had 2. One of those, an infield single by Sammy Sosa. The pitch misses outside, a breaking ball, and a 1-1 count. Joey Hamilton delivers the 1-1. Gonzalez takes the breaking pitch, and it cost him a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hamilton ready with the 1-2. That's swung on, and a hanging breaking ball is pulled into left field for a base hit. That ball hanging right up there for Gonzalez, and he jumped all over it. So a leadoff single for Alex Gonzalez, and that'll bring Todd Hundley to the plate. Corey Patterson in the first inning got a base hit on a hanging breaking ball. Well, Hundley in the second, he bounced to Casey at first base. Chris Stein's on deck. Hamilton sets and delivers, and Hundley swings and lifts a very high fly ball to center. Junior to the warning track, and against the fence, he makes the catch, tagging and heading for second as Gonzalez. He's in, but he hit that with the longest part of the old ballpark. Todd Hundley did, but with 1 away, Chris Stein's the batter. Chris walked in the second. Pitcher John Lieber to the on-deck circle. Stein's into the batter's box with that wide-open stance. Hamilton sets, he delivers, and Stein swings and pops it into shallow center. Going out is Walker calling, and he backpedals and makes the play, and they're 2 away. 2 down, John Lieber steps in. He struck out to end the second inning. That's leading it 2-0 here in the 4th inning. That's a run in the first, 1 in the third. Lieber, he's a left-handed batter, and he takes high a ball. John is a hitter. He has a lifetime of 153. The 1-0 swung on and grounded in the hole into left field. That's a base hit. Up with the ball is Adam Dunn. They're going to hold the runner at third. Well, Adam charging the ball in a hurry, and John Lieber picks up a base hit, the 3rd of the game for the 4th rather for the Cubs, and that'll bring the Shields to the plate with 2 out and 2 on. He is struck out each time up. Gonzalez at third, Lieber at first with 2 out. Patterson moves on deck. Joey Hamilton goes to work on DeShields, and that's in the dirt and dug out by LaRue. Hamilton, the stretch, and the pitch high and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 7th inning now in Atlanta. The Braves leading the Phillies 7-2. 6th inning in New York. Mets lead the Pirates 4-1. San Diego and Arizona just getting underway. The stretch waits the pitch, swung on, and that's hit into center field. Junior on the run. He won't get to it. A run will score, and it's a 2-1 ball game. Junior shading the Shields a bit toward left and had a long way to go after that. Made a nice play and not allowing the ball to get through him. So with 2 out, the Cubs get on the scoreboard, and the batter is Corey Patterson. After striking out his first 2 times up, the Shields comes through his 3rd time with an RBI single. Labor moves to second base, and now each team with 5 base hits. The Reds lead it 2-1. Sammy moves on deck. The stretch of the pitch, and Patterson looks at a breaking ball for a called strike. Well, in Boston, they've tied it up. Boston 8-8, and no, that's not the 8th inning. That's probably the 4th. Pitch, strike 2 called on the inside corner, and quick at the count 0-2 to Corey Patterson. Lieber at second, the Shields at first with a run in. Hamilton in front 0-2 to Patterson. He delivers, and that's bounced to Casey. He takes it to the bag, and that's the inning. Well, in the inning, they get a run on 3 hits. So no errors, 2 left. Middle of the 4th, Reds 2. Cutton will lead it off against John Lieber. Adam, and leading off the 2nd inning, went down swinging. 5 hits for each ball club. Extra base hits. Both of them belong to Walker. Double leading off the game and led off the 3rd inning with a double along the right field line. Well, here's Adam Dunn. He'll be followed by Juan Encarnacion and then Jason LaRue. Goes to work on Dunn, and the first pitch is swung on and fouled into the seats off to the left. On 1 to Adam Dunn. Lieber delivers, and that's low and inside. A ball to strike. Lieber back with the 1-1. Swung on, fly ball, center field. Patterson moving toward left center, and he has it. 1 out, and Juan Encarnacion steps in. He grounded to Steins at 3rd in the 2nd inning. Reds are running the 1st, a run in the 3rd. The Cubs are running the 4th. It's a 2-1 ball game. Jason LaRue on deck. Lieber winds and delivers, and he misses outside a ball. The pitch swung on and lined foul in the seats off to the left, and it's a 1-1 count. One ball, 1 strike to Encarnacion. Lieber delivers. Swung on and lined up the middle. In this, no, nice play by the Shields, throwing and almost got it. Boy, that was close. I can't blame Encarnacion. When that ball went by Lieber, I think he said that's in there, but the Shields made a fine backhanded play. Got a throw off to McGriff, and Encarnacion just beats it. Hit number 6, and here's Jason LaRue. Jason single to right in the 2nd inning. A right-hander throwing in the Reds bullpen. Might be Scott Williamson, or it could be Pineda. LaRue at the plate with 1 out, and Encarnacion at first. The stretch, and we'll throw over there, and Juan back. We might see Juan running, testing Todd Hundley's arm. Again, the stretch by Lieber. He delivers, and it's a fastball that gets the inside corner for a strike. Joey Hamilton on deck. Drew out of the batter's box, now settles back in. Lieber has his sign. A look at Encarnacion. He'll throw over there again, and Juan back. The pitch swung on, that's fouled into the Reds TV booth. Nice effort by Creeper over there. Terrible effort, to be honest with you. That's about as weak as anything I've seen in a while. It was easy, a nice soft. It was a soft one. Yeah. 0-2 the count. One of those soft fouls, not one of the bullets. The 0-2 swung on, and a very high pop-up. Boy, he had a good one that's packed on there. Gonzalez at shortstop has it, and they're 2 away, and Jason liked to have another shot at that one. 0-2 out. Joey Hamilton will step to the plate. LaRue at second to end the second inning. Scott Williamson throwing in the Reds bullpen. Lieber delivers. Hamilton checks his swing, and it's outside the ball. Encarnacion at first. And the pitch, that's down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Lieber struck out 1. It's not walked anyone. The Reds with 6 hits. Huntley hangs the sign. The 2-0. Hamilton swings and he bounces it to third. Steins will go to the Shields. They force Encarnacion, and that's the inning. A base hit, a runner left after 4. It's the Reds 2 and the Cubs 1.
This is the big one, 700 W.
2-1 ball game. Reds lead it as we move on to the 5th inning. And before Sammy Sosa steps in, we'll pause for station identification on the Reds Radio Network.
Doppler 12 forecast tonight, partly cloudy, low 46. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, mild, an afternoon shower, possibly a thunderstorm, high 66. 57 degrees at your official weather station. News Radio 700 WLW.
4 inning totals. The Reds, the Cubs have run 5 hits, no errors. The Reds 2 run 6 hits, no errors. Sosa to lead it off as we move to the 5th, and back with the action, Marty Renneman.
Thank you, Joe. Sammy, up twice today, has been on both times with a walk and an infield base hit. The bullpen continues to stay ready, as Joe mentioned, in the person of Scott Williamson. Bob Boone hoping, obviously, that Hamilton can get through the 5th inning and maybe have an easy time of it. First pitch is in for a strike. He has not had an easy inning yet. In fact, he has stranded 7 Cubs runners, 1 in the first and 2 in each of the last 3 innings. First pitch over for a call strike. And back to Sammy, and the pitch is a swing and a miss on a pitch away. Scoreboard stumper, the first of the new season. In Synergy Field / Riverfront Stadium history, 5 different players have started at shortstop for the Reds on opening day. Who are they? That's a good question. 2 strikes and nothing to count as Sosa settles back in with McGriff and Brown due up also in the inning. Hamilton started into his windup, stopped, and will start again. Now he pitches, and Sosa taking down a ball. Got an interesting email from Brian and Bonnie Wells in, of all places, West Bay in the Grand Cayman Islands. Now, these folks have their priorities in order today now. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Sosa, and he takes it high and away. It says, it's great to hear your voices again via the internet. I'm very homesick today, missing opening day. I skipped a boat trip out on the beautiful Caribbean Sea and a trip to the beautiful white sandy beaches to sit here and quote-unquote travel back to Cincinnati for only a few moments. We are teaching here in Grand Cayman, and I'm looking forward to summer break when we can spend some time in Cincinnati attending as many games as possible. Here's ball 3. Thanks for making my trip to Cincinnati, quote, cheap, unquote, and quick. Go Reds, Brian and Bonnie Wells in West Bay, Grand Cayman. Tell you what, Grand Cayman's a little bit of all right.
It ain't a bad place to be.
What?
I said, that isn't a bad place to be.
No, it is not. I could not agree with you more. 3-2 pitch. And he chops it right side wide. At first, Casey gets. He'll underhand to Hamilton, and he got to the bag. He had to swipe blindly at it with his right foot, and fortunately was able to make contact and retire Sosa.
I tell you, he was out of control, Joey was, but he got the job done. He had his feel for the bag. I mean, lucky to reach it.
So 1 out in the inning, and Fred McGriff, who's grounded into a double play and fly to left, stepping in. Meanwhile, from Tony Ross, am enjoying the broadcast on the internet and just wanted to say hello from Okinawa, Japan, and Kadena Air Base, where my wife Laura and I are stationed. It's almost 5 a.m. in the morning, but I had to pull an all-nighter. Can't miss the Reds opener. Here's a pitch, inside a ball. Please say hello to Little Bowden, who we are expecting to join us in the living world any day now. Hope you'll soon be filling my son's childhood with the same fond memories of the Reds that I enjoyed for many years. Signed, Tony Ross, Okinawa, Japan. Tony and Laura Ross and Laura, all the best. 1 ball, 1 strike. McGriff, a hard smash, picked to the left by Todd Walker, and a flip on to Casey, 2 out. Fans, you can win big with a big payoff inning brought to you by your local Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep dealers. Win Reds tickets, trips on Delta Airlines, even a brand new car. Just send your name, address, and phone number to Big Payoff Inning, Post Office Box 1824, Cincinnati, 45201. Keep in mind, the Big Payoff Inning contest will begin on May 1st. Roosevelt Brown takes it down a ball. Pitch. High fly ball, center field, deep, going back, Griffey looking up. That ball's off the wall, and on to second base comes Brown with a double. He had a high drive to center field that hit off the big wall. So a 2-out double by Brown becomes the 6th Chicago hit, and the inning, this 5th, will continue for shortstop Alex Gonzalez. He walked in the 2nd. He singled and scored his last time up in the last inning. Luke Jernigan, webmaster for Rocky Shoes and Boots, tuned into our broadcast on 970 WATH in Athens, while Luke is hard at work in Nelsonville. Pitch, ball, pops out of the mid of Jason LaRue, but no movement by Roosevelt Brown at second base. Reds have a 2-1 lead with 2 outs into the Chicago 5th inning. Reds scored in the 1st and the 3rd. The Cubs got a run in the 4th. And the pitch is taken for a strike. 1-1 on the right-handed batting Chicago shortstop, who last year with Toronto batted .253 with power, 17 homers and 76 RBIs. Trying to tie it up here with 2 out, taking Lowen away. And 1 strike. Hamilton sights the sign to look back at second, where Brown hangs out, and the pitch, and Gonzalez takes Lowen away, ball 3. So he got the first 2 batters out rather routinely. Sosa and Fred McGriff, but then Roosevelt Brown doubles off the fence in center. And Hamilton is fallen behind 3 balls and 1 strike on Gonzalez. Keep in mind, he needs to get 1 more out to qualify for a win. He needs a strike. Gonzalez takes, and that one gets way off the mid of Jason LaRue. It'll be ball 4, and on top of that, a wild pitch. The second delivered today by Joey Hamilton. Bob Boone making no move as yet, and will no doubt allow him now to pitch to Todd Hundley, who hit one to deep center field in the last inning, only to have it flagged down up against a fence by Ken Griffey Jr. All of this coming after 2 are out. Hamilton has thrown 2 wild pitches today. He has now walked 5. The runner at first goes, swung on, base hit right field. That's going to tie it up. In to score comes Brown. All the way around to third goes Gonzalez, and it's all tied here in the 5th inning at 2-2. Now, Joey Hamilton has thrown a ton of pitches in this game. Had a 2-0 lead and has been unable to hold it. And now Chris Steins is at the plate. He's walked and popped up. He would probably very well could be the last batter he faces if he gets on base. Of course, the pitcher Lieber had a base hit off of Hamilton in the last inning. There's call strike 1. So the Cubs get runs in the 4th and the 5th to notch the score, and they hope they're not done yet with Gonzalez at third, Todd Hundley, the run producer, over at first base. Steins swinging, ground ball up the middle. There's Walker, and he'll underhand to Larkin for the force out that ends the inning. But a run, 2 hits, 2 left. In the middle of the 5th inning, the Reds and the Cubs are dead even in this opener. Has doubled twice today off of John Lieber, has scored a run, and he's the man who will lead off the bottom of the 5th inning as the Reds now try to come up with more runs after having watched the Cubs come back to tie this game up at 2. Walker swings and sends a drive deep right center field. That ball is going to be out of here. A home run. Todd Walker on the first pitch delivered here in the 5th inning. Hammers it over the 375 sign in right center, and he touches them all as the Reds go up 3-2. I'll tell you one thing, he can hit.
No doubt about that one. That one out of here to the left of the 375 marker and right center. And looked like Lieber just trying to get a strike, but he did. But it's now wound up a run.
So Todd Walker, 3 for 3 off of John Lieber, and hits the first home run of the year for a Cincinnati Red. Here's Barry Larkin, and Larkin takes high ball 1. Barry's fly to right, grounded to short. He's 0 for 2 in the books, but each time up, he's been able to advance the runner. 1-0 pitch, swung on and foul. It's an even count. Checking scores of other games brought to you by Montgomery Inn. Enjoy the world's greatest ribs wherever you are. Montgomery Inn, 1-800-USA-RIBS. In the bottom of the 4th, the Boston Red Sox have a 10-8 lead now on the Toronto Blue Jays. Larkin swings and misses. That's the only American League game currently going on. New York, Baltimore, Minnesota, Kansas City, Chicago, Seattle, and one night game, Texas at Oakland. Here's the 1-2 pitch, and Larkin lines it up the middle. That's a base hit. Barry has his first hit of the year. In the 8th inning at Shea, the Mets 4, the Pirates 1. In the bottom of the 7th inning in Atlanta, Braves lead the Phillies 7-2. San Diego, Arizona, Colorado, St. Louis still to come. So here in the inning, a home run by Todd Walker and a base hit by Barry Larkin, and new pitching coach Larry Rothschild is now at the mound talking with John Lieber. Fairchild back in the dugout. Ken Griffey Jr. 0 for 1 with a sacrifice fly. He's knocked in a run. He's also scored a run. So Jr.'s been involved in both runs scored, or 2 of the 3 runs that have been scored today. He waits and swings and hits it in the air. Shallow center. The second baseman going out to play it, and DeShields does for the out. Sean Casey is 2 for 2. The Reds have had 8 hits off of Lieber, and Walker and Casey between them have had 5. Fans, the next time you're down here at Synergy, look for the Cool Contact inning, brought to you by Old Spice Cool Contact Refreshment Towels. You could win your own personalized brick at the new stadium, courtesy of Old Spice Cool Contact Refreshment Towels. Splash 1 odd. Reds 3, the Cubbies 2 here in the 5th inning. Sean Casey swings and fouls at the plate. Lieber is due to lead off the top of the 6th inning, so we'll see what Don Baylor might do, if anything. Activity underway in the Cub bullpen. They've got a left-hander loosening. 1 strike on Casey. Adjusting his gloves and now stepping back in to continue this at-bat. Might be Donovan Osborne loosening up. Casey checking on a pitch down a ball. Lieber has struck out only 1. He has not walked anybody. From a control standpoint, this game has been a study in contrast. Lieber with no walks and Hamilton with having issued a total of 5 of them in as many innings. Pitch, fouled out of play, off to the left. It is indeed Donovan Osborne loosening up in the Cub bullpen. One out, a run in, and Barry Larkin hanging out at first base. Lieber straightens up, pitches, check swing by the left-hand batter, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'd like to send along our hellos and best wishes to our good buddy Skip Rolfus. Nice note from his wife Ann. Skip having undergone knee replacement surgery on Tuesday the 26th of February. There's ball 3, and it's a full count. Getting around a little bit slow. In good hands, and taking care of him, and tuned to our broadcast today. One of our all-time favorites. Skip, and a good lady in Ann. Larkin, will he be running with 1 out and a 3-2 count on a contact hitter? Let's see. The pause, there he goes. And the pitch is swung on, grounded, deflected by the pitcher, and is picked up by DeShields, and he throws it by the shortstop into left field. Casey comes to second. He is out. Well, a big play right there, boy. Casey gambles and loses. Trying to put runners at second and third with 1 out. Instead, it's a runner at third base with 2 out as the Cubs recover quickly. That ball seemingly deflected, hit up the middle by Lieber, but right to DeShields, who flipped it right by Gonzalez at shortstop into short left. Larkin came to third. Casey tried to go to second. Gonzalez went out, picked it up, and threw to DeShields, and Casey was out at second.
Well, a bad play, yes, but hey, you can't criticize hustle. I don't care what anybody says. And Casey took a chance, and he lost.
Here's a pitch, swing and a miss by Boone. Now the stretch and the pitch. That's the ball. If you're scoring with us, score a fielder's choice, charge a throwing error on Delino DeShields, and make the put out at second base 6-4. Gonzalez to DeShields at second base. The Larkin to third base and a 1-1 count on Boone, hoping for a 2-out hit. And that misses away a ball. Now the 2-1. Hits it hit hard up the middle, but there's Gonzalez. He makes a pickup going to his left and throws Boone out. The Reds get a run on the home run by Walker. 2 hits, 1 error, 1 left, and at the end of 5, it's the Reds 3.
Scott Williamson takes over on the mound for Joey Hamilton. Joey, 5 innings of 7-hit baseball. He allowed a couple of runs, both earned, struck out 3, walked 5, and a couple of wild pitches. So Williamson will come on and hopefully work 3 shutout innings, at least 2, and we'll go from there. But right now he'll be facing a pinch hitter for John Lieber. And let's see who that might be. Pinch hitter for Lieber is number 28, and that would be
Mark
Bellhorn. So Williamson on the mound. It's a 3-2 ball game. The Reds lead it. Bellhorn hitting for Lieber, and Williamson's ready, and here's Marty.
All right, Bellhorn steps in. Former property of the Oakland A's. And this is a young man who can play every position on the field with the exception of the pitcher and the catching positions. And had an outstanding spring to force the Cubs to bring him north. And now he steps in to pinch hit for John Lieber, with Scott Williamson on the mound trying to protect a 1-run lead. Bellhorn, a left-hand batter. And the first pitch out of the way, and that one is taken for a strike. Bellhorn, and then we go back to the top of the batting order. Delino DeShields and Corey Patterson. Williamson working and missing low and inside a ball. Bellhorn last season appeared in only 74 games and batted but 135. He has been in the Oakland organization since 1997 before coming to the Cubs. That pitch is taken high and away for a ball. Seven-year-old infielder, or they list him as a second baseman, but as we mentioned, they say he can play everywhere but the 2 positions that we discussed a moment ago. The 2-1 pitch, and he hits it in the air to right field, backing up Encarnacion, and he'll make the catch. 1 out. Now DeShields, who struck out his first 2 times up before a base hit knocked in a run in the 4th inning. Always nice to see our good friend Eddie Shepard. You said you were coming back on April the 5th, and then I find out you're in town. How about that? That was a lie. Here's DeShields and the pitch. That's down low a ball. I'll tell you what, if you can't believe Eddie Shepard, you can't believe anybody. I mean, it's really a shame. It's really too bad. Had to take Santo out, didn't you? 1-0 pitch. And he shortens up to bunt, but takes the ball. The 5 Reds opening day shortstops in this ballpark: Frank Duffy in 71, Davey Concepcion in 72 and 74 through 86, Darrell Chaney in 73, Barry Larkin 87 through 97 and 99 through this day today, and Pokey Reese opened the year at shortstop in 1998. Gabe White is warming in the Reds bullpen, and the 2-0 pitch coming to Delino DeShields, and he missed badly with that, and it counts 3 balls and no strikes. Pitching line on Hamilton: 7 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts, 2 wild pitches, all in 5 innings of work, and he threw 78 pitches in the 5 innings he was on the mound. Williamson needs a strike, and got it. Poured that fastball through the heart of the plate. Stop by United Dairy Farmers for your favorite hand-dipped ice cream cone or thick cold malt or shake. United Dairy Farmers, the dairy store that's at your convenience. Ball 4. 6 walks now issued by Reds pitching. And we pause for identification on the Redlegs Radio Network.
Vic Howell gets the heave-ho from the parade. Reds fans in a positive spirit and a top lieutenant of Osama bin Laden captured in Pakistan. I'm Bill Tonis. In-depth team coverage after the game on News Radio 700 WLW, Cincinnati.
A 1-out walk to Delino DeShields brings up Corey Patterson, who was single, walked, and bounced out. Pitch. That's high, ball 1. Williamson all over the place with his pitches since retiring the leadoff batter, pinch hitter Mark Bellhorn, and now LaRue takes a trip out as Gabe White continues to throw in the bullpen, and a left-hander, we assume it is still Donovan Osborne, continuing to throw in the Cub pen. 3 runs, 8 hits for the Reds. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Cubs. Infield at double play depth. The Reds have turned 1 today. These 2 guys would be tough to double up unless Patterson hit it sharply dead at somebody. There's a throw to first, and he might have had DeShields leaning just a bit, but he's able to right himself and get back to the bag ahead of Casey's tag. Now the right-hander sets. And a step off. He's concerned about Delino DeShields and the possibility of the veteran taking off. He doesn't run like he used to run, but he still gets it down there better than a lot. Always got to be concerned about him taking off, especially in a situation like this. Williamson ready. The high check in the pitch, and he's high with it. Counts 2 balls and no strikes. Reds scored in the first. Griffey sacrifice fly made it 1-0. A base hit by Casey made it 2-0 in the third. But then DeShields knocked in a run in the 4th inning with a base hit, and Hundley singled in the tying run in the 5th. But then in the bottom of the 5th, Todd Walker homered over the wall in right center, leading the inning off against John Lieber. And the Reds again have a lead, albeit by only a run. Bob Boone and bench coach Ray Knight talk about it in the dugout. Pitch. Missing high again. 3 balls and no strikes. And he loses to Patterson. And they got no choice but to leave him in there and face Sosa. Right-hander coming up next with only a left-hander, Gabe White, warming up in the bullpen. And he's walked him. 4 straight pitches, all of them up. That is 7 bases on balls issued now by Reds pitchers. And before Williamson goes to work on Sosa, Don Gullett goes out to the mound.
Well, right now, it looks like Scott is just trying to overthrow the ball, in a sense, not coming through and getting out with that front leg, and I would think this is what Don might be discussing with him, and trying to throw the ball, overthrow it, as I said. So let's see what the end result is here after Gully pays his visit to the mound. But we got Sammy up there, and he can hit into a double play as well as anybody.
Yes, he can.
He can also do other damage.
Yes, he can. The meeting is over, and Sosa steps in. It's amazing up to this point. 7 Cubs hits, along with 7 walks, 14 base runners in 5+ innings, and they've only scored twice. And with the kind of offensive punch this club has, you are really flirting with real problems. They have left 9 men on base, and they've got 2 on here in the 6th. Sosa waits, and Williamson, after checking the runners, delivers, and Sammy takes it high, ball 1. They got a strike. And Sosa takes a quick look at John Shulock as if to say, "You sure that was a strike?" Today he has walked, singled of the infield variety, and bounced out. Two guys that can run on the base pass. Sosa checking, and it's even at 1 ball, 1 strike. Don Baylor certainly has no argument with his team's ability to get on base, but they've not been able to deliver any kind of big punch. Here's a 1-1 pitch. After the check, he steps off. Williamson does. Got the first batter, Bellhorn, on a routine fly ball to Encarnacion in right, but then walked to Shields and promptly walked Patterson on 4 pitches upstairs. Outfield deep and straight away. Sammy waits. Williamson kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Williamson getting ahead in the count. Fred McGriff, the crime dog, on deck. Sosa cranking that bat around as DeShields leads at second, Patterson at first. Williamson bringing it back, and Sosa checks, and boy, that looked like a good pitch. Wow. The crowd reacting. And it sure looked like a strike from up here. Sammy couldn't pull the trigger. So it's a 2-2 count. Scott Williamson battling Sammy Sosa, the 2-2 pitch to the plate. And he swings and he misses. He struck him out. So now Bob Boone back to the mound, and he's going to bring Gabe White on to face Fred McGriff. In fact, the call has already gone down for White. So Scott Williamson, in his debut, pitches 2/3 of an inning, gets a strikeout and a couple of walks, and now Gabe White will be asked to come on and get McGriff out. With a break in the action, we'll be...
The Rockies was in 69 games, 1 win, 7 losses, with a .625 earned run average, 67 2/3 innings he worked, 70 hits, struck out 47, walked 25. And he'll face Fred McGriff with 2 out, runners at second and third, or first and second, and the Reds up 3-2, and Gabe's ready. Here's Marty.
All right. McGriff today has bounced into a double play, fly to left, grounded to second. Scott Williamson, a big strikeout at Sammy's expense, and now let's see what lefty versus lefty can do. Gabe White back with the Reds after spending the last year plus with the Colorado Rockies. He and Hector Mercado in spring training vied for what turned out to be one left-handed spot in the Reds bullpen, and Mercado dealt to the Phillies last few days, and Gabe White back with the Reds. He delivers, and McGriff takes a bouncer that's knocked down nicely by Jason LaRue, ball 1. Ball to right began the inning. Then walks to DeShields and Patterson, but Sosa punches out. Reds in front 3-2 here in the 6th. White back and missing again. 2 balls and no strikes. Out of the bullpen is yet to throw a strike. McGriff waits, and he swings and hits a high fly ball down the right field line, but that ball carries back and out of play, and count goes to the big left-handed batting first baseman. 2 balls and 1 strike. The Reds traded Gabe to the Rockies April 2 years ago in exchange for right-handed pitcher Manny Ibar, who was a real addition to this organization. Gabe proceeded that year to go 11-2 with Colorado in 67 appearances with a 2.17 ERA and 5 saves. There's a swing and a miss as the runners double steal their way to second and third. DeShields steals third, Patterson second, and it's even on McGriff at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last year, something of a different story for Gabe White. After the brilliant 2000 season, he was 1-7 with the Rockies with a 625 earned run average, and now back with the Reds. And delivers. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Good job by Scott Williamson fanning Sosa, and Gabe White punching out McGriff to leave him at second and third. After 5.5, Reds 3, Cubbies.
Takes over on the mound for the Cubs, and for Donovan, this will be his first Major League appearance since 1999 for the St. Louis Cardinals when he started 6 games and won 1, lost 3 with a 5.52 earned run average. He'll be facing Adam Dunn, and Osborne is ready, and here's Martin.
All right, the ex-Cardinal not pitched in the big league since 1999. His first appearance since then. His first relief appearance since 1992. Both of his last appearances against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He delivers to Adam Dunn and misses down and away a ball. Tell you one thing, at one time before arm miseries did him in, he was a pretty good-looking left-hander with the Cardinals. And he's behind to Dunn, 2 balls and no strikes. 13-9 back in 1996. One and 3 in his last year at 99. There's a call strike. And now with the Cubs. Made the team out of spring training as a non-roster player. Pretty good story. Here's the 2-1. Dunn checking, strike 2 call. Adam is struck out, flied out. The line on John Lieber, 8 hits, 3 runs over 5 innings. He struck out a batter. Adam Dunn swings and stays alive with a foul ball straight back. As Western and Southern Financial Group wants to strike out cancer all season long. Every time a Reds pitcher strikes out an opposing batter, Western and Southern will make a donation to the Barrett Cancer Center. As Western and Southern says, when it comes to fighting cancer, we're all in this one together. 2-2, pitching. Blow, and the count is full. $41,913 turnout for today's opening day Titanic struggle. Smash up the middle, diving stop by DeShields. Can't get a grip on it, does, out. Bang, bang play, and first base umpire Davey Phillips right on top of it says out, and Adam Dunn not happy about the decision.
Excellent play by Delino DeShields. That's 2 now this afternoon, and it looked like they just barely nipped Adam, and they did.
Good call by Dave Phillips. Here's Encarnacion, 1 for 2. 41,913. Standing room only for today's Titanic struggle. 41,913. Pitch to Encarnacion, ball 1. Lieber, Osborne so far for the Cubbies. Hamilton, Williamson, White for the Reds. Swung on, Tapper, third base side, fielded by the pitcher. He throws, 2 out. And now Jason LaRue will step in. Brady Clark has emerged from the dugout to pinch hit for Gabe White.
Sitting on deck here, number 22, Brady Clark, 22.
LaRue singled in the second. He's 1 for 2. Reds about hit the Cubs 8-7. Cubbies about erred the Reds 1-0, and it is a 1-run game. 3-2 Cincinnati here in the 6th. breaking ball inside. The descending sun has cast shadows over almost the entire infield. Right field rapidly being enclosed in shadow, with center field and left field in bright sunlight. 1 ball, 1 strike. It is almost hot, they tell us, in the stands in the sun today. In the shade, a little bit different. Swing and a miss. No baseball tomorrow as far as the Reds and the Cubs are concerned. They'll be back at it. Night game on Wednesday night. Elmer Descends will hook up with right-hander Kerry Wood. Osborne bringing it, and it's lined into left field, down the line. That's for extra bases. Goes to the Pepsi sign, and LaRue goes to second base, a double. And Brady Clark will bat for Gabe White with 2 outs. Brady Clark will bat for the first time this season with a chance to drive a run in. Thinking about coming either Wednesday and or Thursday. Both of them night games, and both of them get underway at 7:10 here at Synergy Field. Descends versus Wood Tuesday. Acevedo versus right-hander Juan Cruz on Thursday. I'll make that Wednesday and Thursday. Bouncer in the dirt for a ball, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Reds will have the Montreal Expos into town for the first and only time this season. Friday night, 7:10, day games Saturday and Sunday, both at 1:15. Then the Reds embark on their first road trip that carries them into Pittsburgh for 3 and Philadelphia for 3. Base hit means another run. It's up the middle. That's a base hit. Here comes Jason LaRue around, and the Reds lead for the second time today by 2 runs at 4-2. Brady Clark delivers off the bench. And the Reds have a 2-run lead, and the inning continues for the hot-hitting Todd Walker. Walker double in the first, double in the third, and homered in the 5th. Scott Sullivan will be out there in the 7th inning. Ball 1. Nope, strike 1. Osborne straightens up, looks over at Clark. He's running. Pitch is taken. The throw down and safe. Head first slide. And a slide that enabled Clark to elude the tag by the covering Alex Gonzalez. So the first $200 donation of the year to charity from the good folks at AK Steel is rendered as a result of that stolen base by Brady Clark. And strike is called. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes on Todd Walker. Runner at second, 2 outs, a run in. Swung on, hit sharply, but this time at the second baseman, DeShields' play is to first, and the inning is over. A run, 2 hits, 1 left. We move on to inning number 7. The Reds have a 2-run cushion, and Bob Boone has made a couple of changes on the mound where Scott Sullivan takes over, and at second base where Gookie Dawkins now resides. Back with a play-by-play, here's Joe.
All right, Marty, and Scott, last year, of course, in 79 ball games, 7 wins and a loss with a .331 earned run average, 103 innings, 94 hits, 82 strikeouts, 36 walks, and he'll face Roosevelt Brown as the Cubs bat in the 7th inning. They're down a couple. Reds about hit him 10-7. The stretch in the pitch, and Brown swings, and he hits a fly ball to center. Junior there waiting on it, and there's one out. Well, Gabe White, a good job coming on to strike out Fred McGriff with runners at 2nd and 3rd in the 6th inning. A one away, and here's Alex Gonzalez. Alex has been on all 3 times to the plate. Walked, singled, and scored, and walked again in the 5th. All against Joey Hamilton. Joey, good job this afternoon. Sullivan delivers, blowing away a ball. Todd Hundley on deck. Sullivan has the sign, and he's to the plate. That misses outside. 2-0 the count. 41,913 here at Synergy this afternoon. The 2-0 swing and a miss on the fastball, and a 2-1 count to Gonzalez. Outfield straight away to Alex Gonzalez, a right-handed batter. Scott Sullivan with the 2-1. That's strike, don't make it ball 3, high and outside, and a 3-1 count to Gonzalez. Gonzalez, a former Toronto Blue Jay. Sullivan with the 3-1 delivery, and that swung on and missed. A full count. Sullivan shakes off his sign. The payoff on the way, and that's swung on and fouled. Back to the screen. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Reds scored first with a run in the 1st. They got another in the 3rd. The Cubs got a run in the 4th, another in the 5th. The Reds go in front in the 5th with a run, and one more in the 6th. Swinging a fly ball into right. Encarnacion floating toward right center, and he has it, and they're 2 away. 2 down. Here's Todd Hundley, and Todd is 1 for 3 with an RBI. 5th inning when the Cubs tied it up 2-2. Joey Hamilton, the retired Sosa and McGriff, but Brown doubled, the walk went to Gonzalez, and Hundley singled to tie it at 2-2. Pitch misses blowing away to Todd Hundley. Chris Stein's on deck. The stretch in the pitch, that's low and inside. 2-0 the count to Hundley. Stretch. Hundley looks at it, and it's ball 3. Mind you, the 7th inning stretch will have God Bless America sung once again by Keith Smith, so that'll be in between innings. Pitch taken for a called strike, and a 3-1 count. Final, the Mets beat the Pirates 6-2. Atlanta beats the Phillies 7-2. 3-1 delivery, and Hundley takes ball 4 high and outside. That's the 8th walk issued by Cincinnati pitching this afternoon. I'll bring Chris Steins to the plate. Steins 0 for 2 with a walk. 4-2 Reds here in the 7th. Casey playing behind Hundley at first, and Stein takes low on outside, ball 1. Sullivan ready with the 1-0. That's swung on and off the mitt of Jason LaRue. That'll probably be a pass ball. Stein swinging at that pitch. Sounded like he fouled it, but apparently just tipping the mitt of LaRue. That moves suddenly on to second base. The charge, LaRue with a pass ball. Down evens 1-1. Sullivan the 1-1. Steins looks at it inside. Robert Machado on deck to hit for Donovan Osborne should Steins get on. Here's the 2-1. And Steins swings and he chops it slowly third base side, rolling foul. Count evens 2-2. Sixth inning on Boston. Toronto 11, Boston 11. Wow. Fourth inning in Baltimore. Yankees lead the Orioles 1-0. And second inning in Kansas City, Minnesota leading the Royals 3-0. Here the Reds lead 4-2 in the top of the seventh. 2 out with Hundley at second base and a 2-2 count to Chris Steins. Sullivan the break even. That swung on and popped foul. The seats off to the right. Well, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. LaRue hangs the sign. Sullivan the stretch. And again the 2-2, and that swung on and a fly ball to left. Dunn drifting back and into left center, and he has it, and that's the inning. Well, they strand the runner in the middle of the seventh. The Reds leading by a score of 4-2. Reds leading 4-2 as they bat here in the bottom half of the seventh. Barry Larkin at the plate, and Donovan Osborne misses with his first 2 pitches. A 2-0 count and the 2-0 delivery and a strike through the heart of the plate. Jennifer Metzig was our young lady that sang God Bless America, not Kate Smith. Tricked us with a good job by Jennifer. The 2-1 to Lark. Barry swings and he pulls it foul outside the third base bag. Larkin is 1 for 3. He singled in the 5th inning. 10 hits for the Reds, 7 for the Cubs. Donovan Osborne gave up a run in the 6th after the first 2 retired. LaRue doubled, and Brady Clark singled at the score. LaRue hitting for Gabe White. Osborne, the 2-2, swung on, and that's pulled into left field. A base hit. Larkin second. Barry makes the turn. He'll hold it first with the 11th hit of the game for the Reds. Third off Osborne, and that'll bring Junior to the plate. Junior is 0 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Don Casey to the on-deck circle. Nothing going on in the Cubs bullpen, nor is anyone throwing in the Reds. Osborne, the stretch and the pitch, and Junior looks at it low and outside, ball 1. One and 0. Osborne to the belt. The pitch. Going inside. 2 balls, no strikes to Griffey. Osborne sets. The 2-0, and there's a swing and a miss, a big cut by Griffey, and it's a 2-1 count. Osborne checking with Hundley, and now a step back by Osborne. Larkin leads at first. Again the stretch. And the 2-1 delivery, and that gets the outside corner for a called strike, and the count evens 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Larkin at first base. Nobody out. 4-2, Reds lead it. Osborne the stretch, and Griffey backs away from the plate. Sean Casey on deck. Now a right-hander throwing in the Chicago bullpen, Kyle Farnsworth. He gets it up there in a hurry. Osborne delivers, and Junior takes in the dirt, a breaking ball, and a full count now to Griffey. So let's see if they'll have Larkin running. Three balls, 2 strikes. Osborne ready with a payoff. He'll throw over to first with Larkin stepping back.
In the bullpen to the Cubs, number 44, Kyle Farnsworth, 44, Farnsworth.
Griffey back into the batter's box. Osborne shakes off a sign. Now he sets. And it's swung on and fouled as Larkin stays at home. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Osborne has his sign. A look at Larkin. And it's swung on and hit along the left field line. Brown, a long run for this, and that'll drop in foul territory. So it stays 3-2. Ken back to the plate. Three balls, 2 strikes with Larkin at first base. 4-2, Reds lead it. Griffey settles back into the batter's box. Donovan Osborne, the lefty, has his sign to stretch. And delivers, and Junior swings and fouls this one straight back. Another good cut by Griffey. New baseball for Osborne. He rubs it up as he walks around to the left of the mound. And now back and onto the pitching rubber. Osborne again the stretch. He delivers, and Junior fouls it back one more time. A 3-2 count to Junior. Again, Osborne shakes off a sign from Hundley. Now the stretch. And the pitch. There goes Larkin. The pitch is swung on and missed, and a strikeout, but Larkin picks up a stolen base. Well, Junior went after a pitch up and out of the strike zone, but Larkin safe at second base with a stolen base, and with 1 out, Sean Casey the batter. 2 for 3 with an RBI. Singled in the first, single to drive in a run in the third, and in the fourth inning, trying to stretch the fielder's choice into get to second base, who was out. Aaron Boone on deck. Osborne delivers. Casey takes up high, ball one. To Casey. Larkin at second base. Osborne with the 1-0. Casey swings and misses a breaking ball, and it evens the count 1-1. One ball, one strike, one out. The stretch. And the pitch. That's inside, a fastball. And a 3-1 count now to Sean Casey. We might see Farnsworth should Casey get on. Boone up next, and then it's Adam Dunn. So we'll see what Don Baylor decides to do if Casey gets on. 2-1 to count. And the pitch swung on in the fly ball. Center field. Patterson moving toward the infield and more toward left center to make the catch. And with 2 out, Aaron Boone, the batter, and here comes Don Baylor, and he's going to make a double switch. Farnsworth would come on to face Boone, and let's see what the other switch might be. It looks like we're going to have a new catcher in Mercado. So a break in the action here at Synergy. The Reds lead it 4-2. They got Larkin at second base with 2 out. And it'll be Aaron Boone to face Kyle Farnsworth, and we'll return. The big guy gets it up there in a hurry. In Arizona, he was in 3 games, regular games, working a couple innings. Had one tough outing, that was against Arizona. And he worked a third inning, allowing 4 runs, 5 hits, 5 earned runs, and walked 1. And 1543 earned run average during the spring, but don't let that fool you, folks. Well, he'll face Aaron Boone with Larkin at second base and 2 out. Aaron is 0 for 3. Robert Machado has gone behind the plate. He will be hitting in the 9th spot in the Chicago batting order. So Farnsworth ready to work to Aaron Boone. Adam Dunn on deck. There's stretch in the pitch, and the fastball misses high and away, a ball, and 95, that one. A ball, no strikes. Farnsworth with the 1-0. And Boone looks at a strike this time. 96 miles an hour, that one. One. 4-2, Reds lead it here in the 7th. Farnsworth sets. He delivers, and Aaron is swinging a miss on a 96-mile-an-hour fastball. A ball, 2 strikes. Farnsworth sets. He's to the plate, and that's swung on and fouled. Heading into the seats off to the right. Ooh. A ball, 2 strikes to Aaron Boone. Farnsworth, the third pitcher used by Don Baylor this afternoon. He's ready again with the 1-2. And Aaron swings and fouls. This gets a piece of the fastball. Larkin at second base with 2 out. A ball, 2 strikes to Aaron Boone. Again the 1-2, and Aaron takes this one low and away, and the count evens 2-2. Chicago pitchers have not walked the batter this afternoon. They've struck out 2. Here's the 2-2, and Boone takes it outside to the full count to Aaron Boone. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Aaron. Farnsworth with the payoff, and Boone swings and misses. A pitch up, and that's the inning. A base hit, a runner left after 7. Reds 4, 11 hits and no errors. It'll be Machado leading it off as Chicago bats in the 8th. And back to the action, here's Marty.
Thank you, Joe. Robert Machado, indeed, the man to lead things off here in the 8th inning. Bob Boone relying on his bullpen to try and notch win 1 in game 1. Sullivan walked the batter, Hundley, with 2 outs in the 7th. That was the extent of the damage. Meanwhile, some of the workers across the way at Great American Ballpark, you can tell that at least one's a big IU fan. He's got his IU banner hanging over the railing. Pitch is taken high for a ball. The Hoosiers and Mike Davis take on the Terps and Gary Williams tonight shortly after 9 for the National Championship of College Basketball. Machado, then the top of the batting order to Shields and Patterson. Sullivan delivers, swing, foul, out of play, right side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Today's game brought to you in part by Budweiser, who salutes America's designated drivers. We all make a difference. Speaking of the workers at Great American Ballpark, somebody, and you can tell it's been done and redone and redone, and somebody's come along and tried to wipe it off one of the steel beams. Here's a high drive, hit back into right, racing back Encarnacion, warning track, and cannot get it. He misplayed that ball, and on to second base goes Machado on a ball that should have been caught. So the leadoff batter aboard on a ball that should have been caught on the warning track in right.
I don't know what happened. It looked like I don't know if he lost the ball momentarily or what, but he certainly should have caught that ball with no problem with it. He didn't, and this opens the gates for the Cubs.
Scored a 2-base error. And bring up Delano DeShields, who has struck out twice, single to knock in a run, and walked. In there for a strike. Talking about that steel beam, somebody has written Pete Rose, H-O-F. And you can tell it's been wiped off, and here's a slow roller hit along the first baseline foul, but whoever did it has been vigilant in putting it back up there, and you know you got at least one Pete fan over there building the new ballpark. No balls and 2 strikes on DeShields. Machado at second base as a result of the 2-base error in right by Encarnacion. And Delano back in the box with Corey Patterson and Sammy Sosa due out behind him. Stretching the pitch. In the air, center field, routine. Junior tracking it, and there's 1 out. We'll step out again for station identification on the Redlegs Radio Network.
The cow gets the heave-ho from the parade. Reds fans in a positive spirit, and a top lieutenant of Osama bin Laden captured in Pakistan. I'm Bill Tonis. In-depth team coverage after the game on News Radio 700 WLW, Cincinnati.
One away in the top of the 8th inning, runner at second base, and Patterson, who has been up 4 times today, and he's been on base 3 of them, with a base hit and 2 walks. Sullivan checking the runner at second, delivers just inside, ball 1. The Reds have out-hit the Cubs 11-7. Here's a fly ball, center field, going back Griffey, still backing at the wall. He leaps, he cannot get it. It's high off the fence. It'll get a run in. And here comes Patterson to third. It's a 1-run game, and the tying runs at third base. Robert Machado scores. On to third with a triple goes Corey Patterson. Here comes Bob Boone back to the mound, and the Cubs taking big-time advantage of the 2-base era in right by Encarnacion, and they are 90 feet away from tying it up with only 1 out as Boone gathers the troops around him and opts to make a pitching change.
So the Cubs getting a break on the 2-base era by Encarnacion and taking advantage of it. So see if Danny can get out of this tying run situation right here with Sosa at the plate. He's ready. Here's Marty.
All right. Particular situation for Danny Graves to make his first appearance of the year in. He was nothing short of brilliant in spring training. Had an 0-1 record with a 133 earned run average and 2 starts and 9 relief appearances, and he'll have the infield behind him playing in. Sosa 1 for 2 with a walk. And Graves' first pitch on the way, and Sammy takes a ball. Sosa 1 for 3 with a walk. Last time up, he was a strikeout victim in the 6th inning. Scott Williamson struck him out with runners at first and second and 1 out. So Sosa could not get it done then, but trying to do it now. The 1-0 to him. And it's a swing and a ground ball. Diving stop by Aaron Boone. What a play. He gets up and he throws Sosa out. Wow, what a play by a drawn-in Aaron Boone. Diving to his left. Flag down the ground ball. Throws Patterson at third with a look and guns down Sosa at first. A big league play.
Outstanding play by Aaron, and he just made a one big lunge and came up with a baseball. And you got to give Patterson a little credit, too, for heads-up base running. He could have very well have broken for third. Aaron got up, looked him back to third, and throws out Sosa easily. So a great defensive play.
Yes, sir. Aaron Boone strapping some leather on him with that play, and now it's Graves versus McGriff with the infield back at normal depth. And the pitch, and a swing, and a high pop-up. That could be a problem. Boone and Larkin go out, and Aaron cannot make the play. It's a fair ball, and the game is tied. And on to second base goes McGriff. One of those little fly balls lifted along the opposite field foul line, in this case to left, and Aaron broke back on contact, had his back to the plate, got his glove on the ball, but could not hang on to it. That's a double for McGriff, and the game is tied here in the 8th inning.
Well, great effort by Aaron. He just got the tip of his glove on it, and he was on the dead run. The ball just barely in fair territory, and Aaron trying to get him to call it foul, but it was definitely a fair ball. A good effort.
So the Cubs battle back with 2 runs here in the 8th after the inning opening error by Encarnacion in right field. And now Roosevelt Brown steps in with a go-ahead run at second base. And the stretch, and the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Brown had a 2-base hit off the wall in center in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 4, and he has scored a run. He hits it hard, fielded by Casey. Sean will take it himself. Inning is over. But the Cubs get 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error. One left. In the middle of the eighth, Reds.
This, of course, his first appearance. He, in spring training, was in 13 games in the Cactus League, working 13 in the third innings. He's 3-0 with a 675 earned run average. So he will face Adam Dunn as the Reds bat in the eighth. It's all tied up at 4-4. And Fassero completes his warm-ups. Here's Mark.
A new left fielder, Darren Lewis. And as Joe mentioned on the mound, Jeff Fassero. So Lewis will be batting in the number 7 spot in the Chicago lineup. And the new pitcher will be batting the number 5 position. Fassero going to work on Adam Dunn here in the bottom of the 8th inning. He's 0 for 3, strikeout, fly out, and a good play by Delino DeShields to take a base hit away from him on a diving stop in the 6th inning. Here's a stretch by Fassero and the pitch. Dunn takes it low ball. So twice today the Reds have had 2-run leads, and they've not been able to hold either one of them. The big error by Encarnacion to begin the top of this 8th inning paved the way for 2 unearned runs for the Cubbies, and Encarnacion will bat after we find out what Adam Dunn does. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch. That's too low and inside. 2-0 the count. Left-hander sights the sign from Machado, dealing. And Dunn starts to go around, and that's a strike. 270th Major League relief appearance today for Fassero. And pitched pretty well. 19-19, 22 saves, a 3.17 relief ERA. Dunn is hit by the pitch. So there is the go-ahead run if the Reds can get him around. Adam Dunn hit by the pitch, leading off the inning, heads on down to first, and here's Encarnacion. Reggie Taylor is off the bench to run for Adam Dunn. This Reds team not blessed with much speed at all, but Taylor is a young man who can motor. And he carries the go-ahead run and the possible winning run. He's down at first base, and already Chris Steins is drawn in at third, anticipating a bunt from Encarnacion, who had an infield hit back in the 4th and is 1 for 4 in his Cincinnati debut. Pitch to him. Here's a rocket hit to left field, but it'll be caught by Darren Lewis. That ball was really tagged, and Lewis was able to make the play a step short of the warning track and left. So Bob Boone sustains a bunt. And Encarnacion really hit that ball, but unfortunately hit it right at the slick fielding Darren Lewis in left field. So now with 1 out, here's Jason LaRue, and he looks for his 3rd hit today. Discover the winning tradition, the Reds and Cons, the official hot dog of the Reds. Cons, Cincinnati's #1 hot dog. And the pitch to LaRue. Nope, a throw on to first. Reggie Taylor, the ex-Philadelphia Philly, whom the Reds acquired from the Phillies for a player to be named later, and that player happened to be Hector Mercado. He's running for Adam Dunn. Jason LaRue swings and fouls it straight back. Strike 1. LaRue is single and double and sandwiched in between a pop out to shortstop. Lieber, Osborne, Farnsworth, and Fassero for the Cubbies today. Here's a stretch by the left-hander, and they've got him picked off. The throw to first, and the throw down to second. He's out. Fassero with a quick throw to McGriff, And a rocket down to the covering Gonzalez to lay the tag on Reggie Taylor. He's caught stealing. Cubs breathing a little bit easier now with 2 outs and nobody on base. They have Gonzalez and Darren Lewis and Chris Steins due up in the top of the ninth. The Cubs do. Check swing and strike 2 call. Four runs, 11 hits for the Reds. 4 runs, 9 hits for the Cubs. Each team has committed an error. Pitch. And he missed with it, not by much of all. Going into this 8th inning, the Reds had hits in all of the previous 7. Yet to get a hit here in the 8th with 2 outs and nothing going on. Pissarro with a nod of the head, working from the stretch. And he hits LaRue. There's 2 of them in the inning. And now Gookie Dawkins comes to the plate to bat for the first time, hitting in the pitcher's spot. Steps in with 2 outs as Machado is out to the mound to talk with his pitcher. Dawkins took over at second base in the 7th inning. Danny Graves batting in the leadoff spot on deck, so the Reds bullpen is active again. And of course, if Dawkins gets on to extend the inning, Bob Boone will have no choice but to lift Graves in favor of a pinch hitter, and Wilton Guerrero is getting loose down in the dugout. LaRue's on, and the pitch. Dawkins takes high ball 1. Make that a strike. Jim Brower warming in the Reds bullpen. Check swing. 1 ball, 1 strike. Over at first base with 2 outs. Dawkins taking a strike at the letters as the count goes to 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jim Brower heating up in the bullpen just in case. Getting loose in the dugout, Wilton Guerrero. Pissarro to the belt and to the plate. And he checks his swing and checked it in time. Ball dropped by Machado, but no attempt to go to second base. Dawkins had already been sent out, was called back, and ended up making the big league roster for opening day when Juan Castro was placed on the disabled list. No doubt when Castro is healthy and is ready to come back to the active roster, Dawkins will be sent out where he'll be able to play every day. Outstanding defensively. A little bit short with a bat in his hand. Now the 2-2 to him. And he strikes out swinging to end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We move to the 9th inning in this 4-4. Danny Graves back to the mound here in the 9th inning, where he'll be facing shortstop Alex Gonzalez to begin things. All even up, the Reds and the Cubbies are at 4-4. Gonzalez has walked, single, walked, and flied out. He has scored 1 of the 4 Chicago runs. The throw goes down to second and around the infield. Scott Sullivan, he worked an inning and a third, allowed a hit and a walk and 2 unearned runs. So Danny Graves, who spring, was given a chance to start a couple of ball games. There was a period there where they had to make the decision of starting him or relieving him. He delivers to Gonzalez, and the pitch is missing inside a ball. And of course, they made the decision to keep him in the bullpen as a closer. More than any other reason was the fact they didn't have anybody else on the back end of the bullpen to take the role of shutting down the opposition in the ninth. Call strike, and it's even at 1-1. Preserve your special moments for years of enjoyment. Take all your film to the Kroger Photo Center. Kroger. You can count on us. 2 balls and 1 strike. And while they send Gonzalez and Lewis and Steins up in the ninth, the Reds will counter with the pitcher and Larkin and Griffey in the bottom of the ninth. Swing and a foul off LaRue's mitt. All even on the Cubs shortstop at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Braves a 5th pitcher today to work for the Reds team. Danny with a break-even pitch. Here it is, and it's high, ball 3 and a full count. And strike 3 call. Gonzalez knew it. No argument with plate umpire John Shulock. He just backpedaled toward the dugout, turns around and heads on off the field, and here's Darren Lewis. Lewis stepping in to hit for the first time since taking over in left field. You might remember this guy as at one time wearing a Reds uniform. It was back in the '95 season. Reds made a rather sizable trade, picking up Lewis and Mark Portugal and Dave Burba for Deion Sanders and John Roper and Ricky Pickett, Scott Service, and infielder Dave McCarty. Ball 1, been known throughout his career as an outstanding defensive outfielder. Last year at Boston, batted .280 in 82 ball games. Right-handed batter, 1-0 pitch. Swung on, looped into right field. That's a base hit. In quickly to pick it up is Encarnacion, and Lewis takes the turn at first with an opposite field single, and Chris Steins heading toward the plate. Steins is 0 for 3, has walked once. Now, Lewis at one time, a man capable of stealing a base. In fact, he had a high of 46 back in 1993 with the San Francisco Giants. Last year stole 5 with the Red Sox. And the pitch to Steins is low, ball 1. So the Cubs take a chance at getting what would be their first lead of the day. They have never led. They have been able to come back on 2 different occasions, being 2 runs down to tie it up. And they're all even now as they bat in the 9th inning at 4-4. Danny Gray's pitches. Steins takes. Call strike. 1-1. Catcher Machado waiting to hit next. Casey and Dawkins and Larkin and Boone making up the Reds infield. Dawkins replacing Todd Walker at second base in the top of the 7th. Graves working, swung on, fly ball, left center, coming hard and making the catch is Reggie Taylor. Had to turn it on a bit to catch up with that one. Hit relatively shallow in left center by Steins. 2-out batter is Robert Machado. Checking scores of other games brought to you by Toshiba Business Solutions. Visit the Toshiba Business Solutions Business Center near Gate 9 on the plaza level. Make copies, send a fax, and wrap up your business deal at the ballpark. Courtesy of Toshiba Business Solutions. American League in the 9th inning, all tied 11 apiece. Toronto, Boston. In the 6th inning, Baltimore 8, the Yankees 1. Kansas City at the end of 4 with a 4-3 lead over Minnesota. The White Sox nothing in the first at Seattle. In there for a strike. In the National League, final scores, Atlanta beat the Phillies 7-2. New York over Pittsburgh 6-2. Bottom of the 7th, Diamondbacks 1, San Diego nothing. And after 3.5, the Cardinals 2 and the Rockies 1. Arizona's 1 run in that game with Randy Johnson on the mound. And now it's a 2-0 ball game because Mark Grace is homered in the 7th. Strike 2 call. Danny Graves taking care of business here in the top of the 9th after giving up a 1-out hit to Darren Lewis. Has gotten Steins on a fly to left and gets ahead 0-2 on Machado. LaRue drops the sign down. Graves looking, pitching, and missing. Nice stop by LaRue on a ball in the dirt. Trying to make the catcher the final out of the inning. Runner leading at first base, Darren Lewis. Here's a pitch. And just down low, a breaking ball, 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Danny tugging at the bill of the cap. Machado, a right-handed hitter. Steps back to the firing line, hitting against a straightaway Cincinnati defense. Graves sights a sign. The 2-2 pitch. And it's a swing and a big bouncer to a charging Larkin. His running throw to first ends the inning. No runs, a hit, 1 left. We move to the bottom of the 9th. Reds 4.
LW.
We'll pause now for station identification on the Reds Radio Network.
Doppler 12 forecast. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 46. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, mild, an afternoon shower, possibly a thunderstorm, high 66. 57 degrees at your official weather station. News Radio 700 WLW.
Bob Boone dipping into his bench to begin the home 9th inning with Wilton Guerrero coming on to hit for Danny Graves. Goes to the plate, batting right-handed, to be followed by Larkin and Griffey. Jeff Pissarro hanging around to face the Reds here in the bottom of the 9th. And Cincinnati with activity going, obviously, with Guerrero batting for Graves in the event this game goes to a 10th. Here's a pitch, and Guerrero takes strike 1. 21 hits in this game. 1 ball has left the yard. That was a home run that Todd Walker hit for the Reds back in the 5th inning. The strike 1 pitch. Swung on, grounded to second base. And the throw by DeShields, 1 out. Barry Larkin's had 2 hits and 4 times up. He singled in the 7th inning as a leadoff batter, stole second, but the Reds were unable to advance him. This game goes to a 10th inning. Sammy Sosa will be the 3rd batter up. So here's Larkin. A couple of wily old veterans facing each other right here, and Barry takes the first pitch, ball 1. For 4 day for the Red shortstop. He hopes he's not done yet. Junior waiting in the on-deck circle. Larkin taking, and that's a ball. 2-0. Satisfy your appetite with a quick great taste of JTM's delicious sandwich kits. Choose from beef Philly cheesesteaks, chicken Philly cheesesteaks, or JTM's original steak hoagie kits. Larkin ahead of the count, 2 balls and no strikes. And it's ball 3. So Fasaro goes back behind the mound to collect himself. Pitch away from walking Larkin with 1 out, and Griffey due up next. Larkin, you can bet the ranch will be taking all the way on this one. And it's in there for a strike, 3-1. 41,913 turnout for the opener, standing room only crowd. Many have since vacated the yard, but a whole bunch of folks are still around, hoping the Reds can send them home happy with an exciting finish. The 3-1 to Larkin, and ball 4, Barry's aboard. That is the first walk allowed all day by Chicago pitching, as opposed to the 8 walks that the Reds have given up. Junior, sacrifice fly in the first. He reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the third, and he's 0 for 3 officially. Last time up, he struck out in the 7th inning against another left-hander in Donovan Osborne. Now he gets Fasaro. Larkin with a winning run at first. Fasaro pitches, and Griffey takes strike. Jose Cardinal, the Reds' new first base coach, with a word for Larkin. Tim Foley over at third. Don Baylor, hands in jacket pockets, standing in the dugout. 1 strike and nothing on Junior. Tie game in the bottom of the 9th. Inside corner, strike 2 call. Junior was leaning out away from the pitch, and John Shulock says strike. Good pitch. Breaking ball that started in, and Junior was leaning back away from it. It broke back out over the plate. So Fasaro in the driver's seat with a count of 0-2. He had 2 batters in the 8th inning, and the Reds were unable to take advantage of it. The big play after the leadoff batter, Taylor, was hit by a pitch. He was thrown out stealing. Swung on, line drive, right field, base hit. Here's Larkin going to second. He'll stop there. So Junior hangs out a frozen rope on an 0-2 pitch. He singles to right, and it'll be Sean Casey with a base hit to win the ball game. Casey looks for his 3rd hit. He's knocked in a run. A hit wins it. Larkin at second, Junior at first, but Barry's the only one that matters. They're standing around the yard, hoping that Casey can end what has been a rather lengthy opening game of the season. Casey makes the obligatory adjustments on his batting gloves. And he steps to the plate. Now the stretch, and now the pitch. Casey swings and fouls. Strike 1. The Reds have led all day. They've never trailed. They have seen the Cubs twice rally from 2 down to tie it up. But now, Jeff Fasaro's feet placed to the firing line, with Larkin getting a 1-out walk and moving up a base on a line drive hit to right by Junior. Casey down to strike. Outfield straight away. Taps the plate with a head of the bat. As Fasaro looks now to Machado for the sign. 1 strike on the Reds' first baseman, the left-hander. And Larkin causing him some problems out at second, bouncing around off that bag, and Fasaro stepped off and bluffed to throw back that way. Many of them standing all over the ballpark, hoping for hit number 13 for the Reds today, and number 3 for Sean Casey that would wrap up an opening day victory. is leading at first and second. Back comes Jeff Passero. And Casey hit by the pitch. Casey, I don't know, that ball might have gotten him in the helmet. And he bounces up. He's standing now, bending over at the waist as trainer Greg Lynn comes running out. It looked like an off-speed pitch that got him.
That was a fastball, Artie. But, I don't know if it hit Sean in the back of the head or between the shoulder blades. We'll hopefully get a replay. He says he's okay. Here's a look at it. Yes, sir. It hit him right in the back of the head.
Yep, sure did. Casey heading on down to first base. He's all right, thank goodness. And Larry Rothschild now goes to the mound to talk with Jeff Passero, who's hit 3 batters inside of 2 innings. And Aaron Boone is at the plate with the bases loaded.
He hadn't hit that many batters in 2 years.
I know it. What, 120-some appearances, or had not hit but 2 batters and over those total number of appearances, and now today has hit 3 batters in less than 2 innings. So Larkin at third, Griffey at second, Casey at first. Aaron Boone, who's popped up, flied out, grounded out, and struck out. And he can make it a memorable opening day by getting something done here that would drive in the winning run. Bases loaded, 1 out. The stretch by Passero pitching, and Boone swings and he misses. Fred McGriff calls time, goes into the mound to talk with Passero. Passero hit Adam Dunn and Jason LaRue in the 8th inning, and now gets Casey here in the 9th to load him up with 1 out. 1 strike and nothing on Boone. And the pitch. And a swing and a line drive into right center field. Caught by Sosa. Here comes Larkin tagging. The throw. He's safe. And this one belongs to the Reds. They empty the dugout. Line drive sacrifice fly to right by Aaron Boone. A strong throw by Sammy Sosa. But Barry Larkin is able to get in there just ahead of the throw, and the Reds have won the opener against the Chicago Cubs. 5-4 the final score.